Hey, what's up everybody? It's Scott from Guerrilla Warfare. It's been a little while since the last video, but I'm back with an update. I've got a customer question here about auction cancellations, refunds, and also how to modify the spreadsheet when USPS loses your package. So I'm going to go over that in the MyCostPro spreadsheet. The first thing I'm going to do is open the spreadsheet and download the sales since the last video we made, which was close to 3 months ago. So once it grabs all those sales, I'm going to show an example of a refund, an example of a cancellation, and then I'll also show how to account if USPS loses your package. After we go over that, then I'm going to make a little supercut video of the sales and how much profit each CD made. So stay tuned and check it out. So the first thing I'm going to do is update my last 90 days of sales. I haven't used this sheet for that long, so it's going to take a few minutes. Okay, so that finished. 142 items sold. Alright, now that the sales are downloaded, you can scroll through here and see that only a few of these costs are filled in because I have this one filled in on the product master page. So let's fill in the rest of the costs. I'll create a wildcard for all the CDs at 79 cents a piece. And then fill in product master details. Okay. And it looks like there's a few CDs that I actually forgot to have the keyword CD in there, so I'm glad they sold okay. Missing that information. That one's not a CD. Okay, now I have a few items. I have one canceled item and one returned item for this period. So to view that information, it's in the expense tab here, but it's hidden by default. So use the click layout assist button, turn it on, and then you can show the hidden columns for the expense fields. Okay, so the example I wanted to show you was this is a canceled item. You can see here there's a $10.98 refund given, which is equivalent to the $7.99 plus $2.99 shipping that I charged them. So the thing that doesn't get updated automatically because it comes from a different API call on eBay side is your final value fee and your PayPal fee. So if you're confident that you got these refunded, you can overwrite the values that are sent in by eBay and just place zeros there. The PayPal fee usually is refunded immediately upon a refund, but the final value fee, you should be checking your bill to make sure you get that back at the end of the month. And now the last thing is, this item was canceled, so I actually didn't lose the item. I got it sent back, or I never even sent it out. They requested to cancel. So the item purchase price would become 0 and the postage will become 0. Now the reason it was filled in with $2.99, the data that eBay sends until it gets the shipping, actual shipping costs through the selling manager, it will fill that in with the listing postage that you charged. So it said $2.99, which is because I didn't actually ship the item, it left it as default value. So we're going to overwrite that with 0. So now if you go over to the net profit, you should see that there's been a 0 profit or loss on this item. Okay, so returned items are going to work the exact same way, except you would fill in the refund given. If it's not already filled in, you can go back to the account info tab, and if you increase this sold duration to go far enough back to cover that sold item that got returned, it will fill in here. As long as it's a blank value, it'll fill in with any new data that's available at the time from eBay. So if you want to set that on the account info tab and rerun it, you can, or if you wanted to just return the item and add the refund manually, you could do it that way. So let's say I refunded $10 here. $8.48, I mean. And then I lose the 79 cents because, let's say in this case it got damaged during shipping. I just want to make the customer happy. I don't want to get the item back. I lost the postage because I paid to ship it already. Depending on the situation, you may or may not get your final value feedback from eBay. So if you get it back, zero it out, and if you don't, leave it in. And if you get your final value feedback, zero it out. And now you can see the total loss for that transaction was $3.56. So let's do one more example where we ship the item and it gets lost to from USPS. It's very similar to the refund given where we don't get the item back. So we lose the item purchase price, we lose the postage, we would give the refund of the full amount including shipping, and we may or may not get our final value fees back depending on the situation once again, and you're going to get your PayPal fee back. So we lose $3.56 in that case. And I guess one more scenario we can go over. If we get the item shipped back to us and we give a full refund, the only thing really that would be different would be you would zero out the item purchase price because you have the item back, you can resell it now. The money that you spent to buy that item can go back to earn money on a future sale. If you want to add something like where you pay for the return shipping, let's do this as a scenario here. Let's say you pay another $2.77 return shipping. You could add that anywhere you want in the expense section, or you could overwrite the postage that you paid and double it there. Either way, it's going to change the net profit. Another way to keep track of expenses, if you don't want to keep it on the item itself for that row. So a good example might be if you bought an item to sell and you realized it was damaged or whatever before you sold it and it's just a loss, you're not going to actually sell it. You couldn't keep track of it on this page because each one of these is tied to one sales record. So where you would keep track of that would be under the Home tab, you go to Expense Tracking. And you would put in the date and some kind of category. Be up to you. You can create your own categories in the settings. Check out the other videos to see how to do that. And you could put the amount here that you lost. And it will add it to all the reports. So looking at the reports, here's the yearly analysis and the daily analysis by month. You can see it's easy to scroll through these things. Profit and loss by each month. The monthly profit and loss for the whole year, and the quarterly version of that report. Okay, and before I save the spreadsheet, I'm just going to undo these examples and get it back to normal. Since I've forgotten what these values were, I'm going to delete it out, and I am going to rerun going back to June 20th. Okay, that's updated. And lastly, stick around and see what items sold since the last video. Alright guys, take it easy.